Yes, yes, yes. Did everybody testify? Model tech, brothers and sisters. What am I going to say? Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. I know that everything will be all right. Yes. Oh, it's gonna be all right. Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's gonna be all right. Oh, I know it's gonna be all right. Yes, I just gotta tell you, brother, it's gonna be all right. No matter what you're going through, sister, it's gonna be all right. Yeah. Listen, through many troubles, trials and snares, we have already come. God's love and mercy brought us safe thus far. That same love is gonna lead us on and on and on and on. That same love is gonna lead us on. That's why I can say everything will be alright. Yeah, I know that everything will be alright. Ain't no doubt in my mind it's gonna be alright. I want y'all to get this little groove in your spirit, okay? Ooh, it's gonna be alright. Yeah, say it one more time, okay? Listen. Through many troubles, trials and snares, we as a people have already come. God's love and mercy brought us safe thus far. That same love is gonna lead us on and on and on and on. That same love is gonna lead us on. Where I can say everything will be alright, yeah, yeah. Woo! I know that everything will be alright. Yeah. The ancestors said it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. So lift your head up, brother. Don't give up, sister. It's gonna be alright. Yeah, I want you to sing this until you know it, okay? It's gonna be alright. Yeah, I know it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Never mind what I used to be. Oh, shucks. Never mind what I used to be. Yeah, some of you guys can say that today. Never mind what I used to be. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, never mind what I used to be. Yeah, now repeat this and say, oh, just look at me now. Look at me now. Yeah. Oh, just look at me now. Hey, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Look at me now. Yeah, yeah. Welcome, everybody. I say, I am not the same thing I used to be. Oh, shucks, people. Yeah. I say, I am not the same thing I used to be. Yeah. I got a new way of walking. Yeah. I got a new way of talking. Yeah. I got a new way of seeing. I got a new way of thinking, yeah, yeah. I am not the same thing I used to be. Oh, shucks, y'all. Woo! Oh, brothers, sisters. Oh, man. Text messages coming in, donations, announcements. Thank you, family, for your gifts. Okay, brothers and sisters. Let me kind of break this down here. Of course, as you can see, I'm not in the studio today. I'm here in my mobile unit, in my travel trailer here. Yeah, buddy. And if you see me looking out the window here a lot, brothers and sisters, because it's so beautiful out here. It's just beautiful, man. What can I tell you? You know? Yeah. Welcome to another online Sunday Njia Fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. I'm Brother Ray Hagins, your teacher, your friend, your brother, and welcome, man. I'm glad to have you guys with me right now. Let's open up with one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Yeah. Happy New Day, Dr. Herndon. Good to see you. Yeah, everybody. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together to praise God's name, just to praise His name. God allowed us to come together to praise His name. Praise His name. To praise His name. God allowed us to come together to praise His. God allowed us, yeah, to come together to sing our song. Come on and sing it. Sing our song. God allowed us to come together to sing our song. Sing our song. Sing our song. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, yeah. Now put those hands together. Clap our hands. Everybody, come on. Clap our hands. God allowed us to come together to clap our hands. Clap our hands. To clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Everybody say one more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, God allowed us, yeah. God allowed us, yeah, to come together one more time. God allowed us, yeah, yeah, just to praise His name. God allowed us, yeah. Been so good and kind. God allowed us, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, he did. God allowed us, yeah, yeah. God allowed us to come together one more. Yeah, man, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, family. And I hope you don't take that for granted. I don't take it for granted, you know. Oh, my goodness, man. So many thousands of people laid down just like you and I did last night for a good night's rest, but they didn't wake up this morning. But here we are, right? Not only alive and well, but the activity of our limbs, the blood running warm in our veins, able to think for ourselves. Oh my goodness, brothers and sisters, it's another day. As Mother Julia, the late Mother Julia Blackwood used to say, just another day that the Lord has kept me. Just another day that the Lord has kept me. Yeah, y'all. Woo, she used to sing that thing. He has kept me from all evil with my mind stayed on him. Yeah, just another day that the Lord has kept me. And I'm so grateful today, brothers and sisters, for that. And welcome to another Sunday online fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. Hey, man, what can I tell you? Good to have you guys with me, and I'm glad to be with you. And I just thank the Almighty for the technology that we now have, that wherever we are, we can just stop and talk to the world and share a word, a message with you. Yeah. Oh, that's right, our oath to the ancestors, right? I didn't think, forgot that. Let's do that, man. Come on. Oath to the ancestors. Let's lift our voices. We got to honor the ancestors. Gotta do that, okay? Yeah. Oh, yes. Say it like you mean it. Come on. Oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the sciences to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave literature to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you. Ashe, Yibo.
Yes. Now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor just a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us.
Yes, yes.
We call forth their great African names and honor them.
Yes.
To Pharaohs Narmer, Zojra, Sneferu, Khufu, Khafre, Benkare, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep, we say, Ashe.
Yeah.
to Queen Nitocris, Queen Sobek Neferu,
these great
Queen
African women.
Ahotep, Queen Amos Nefertari,
Yes.
Queen King Hatshepsut,
Yes.
Nefertiti, Queen T, and Queen Nefertari II. We say
Ashe.
Ashe. To Menkepen Ratahudi Mays, known as Thutmoses III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ursama Akra, Setepenra, Rametsu Meriamun, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu, we say Ashe. To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Nubia, Waset, Ethiopia, Kemet, Kenya, the Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West Archipelago, we say Ashe. To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say Ashe. To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say Ashe. To Harriet Tubman, Ashe. Frederick Douglass, Ashe. Mary McLeod Bethune, Ashe. Nat Turner, Ashe. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ashe. Sojourner Truth, Ashe. Carter G. Woodson, Ashe. Booker T. Washington, Ashe. Dr. Charles Drew, Ashe. Noble Drew Ali, Ashe. Benjamin Banneker, Ashe. George Washington Carver, Ashe. Bishop Richard Allen, Ashe. Bishop Charles Harrison Mason, Ashe. Howard Thurman, Ashe. Mother Mahalia Jackson, Ashe. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Ashe. Benjamin E. Mays, Ashe. Langston Hughes, Ashe. Medgar Evers, Ashe. Paul Robeson, Ashe. Dr. Martin Luther King, Ashe. Malcolm X, Ashe. Thurgood Marshall, Ashe. Dr. Clara Hayes, Adam Clayton Powell,
Dr. Asa Hilliard,
the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
yes.
Dr. Amos Wilson,
Sister
Dr. John
Tyson,
Henry Clark, Dr.
John
Lewis,
G.
Jackson,
yes.
Dr. Shikanta Diop,
yes.
Dr. Chancellor Williams,
Ashe.
Dr. George G.M. James,
Ashe.
Patrice Lumumba,
Ashe.
Kwame Ture,
Ashe.
Kwame Nkrumah,
Ashe.
Dr. Khalid Muhammad,
Ashe.
Dr. Jacob Carruthers,
Ashe.
Dr. Ishaka Musa Barashango,
Ashe.
Brother Ray Charles,
Ashe.
To our mothers and fathers,
yes, call their
grandmothers
names, family, if they made their transition.
To our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers,
yes.
our brothers and sisters,
Ashe.
sons and daughters,
Ashe.
aunts and uncles,
Ashe.
nieces, nephews, cousins,
Ashe.
and all those who have gone ahead of us
Ashe.
and have made their ancestral transition to their life, deeds, legacy, and contributions, we say Ashe. Again we say Ashe. Again we say
Ashe. Oh yeah. We honor their names, their life, their memory, their deeds. Sing with me. Allahu Akbar. Come to Allah. Yes. Allahu Akbar. Oh yeah. Come to Allah. The English translation on these words. God is great, and He's worthy to be praised. I say hallelujah. God is great, and He's worthy to be praised. Yeah. I say hallelujah. God make us one, God make us one, we all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. God make us one, yeah, we all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. Oh, God, make us one. Yes, we all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. Yeah. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Well, brothers and sisters, once again, I welcome you to another Sunday online Njia Fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. I am Ray Hagins. I'm so glad you guys have made time out of your schedule to be with me today, brothers and sisters. Yes, and hey, man, I'm excited about all the wonderful things that the Most High is doing in my life, in your life. Yes. Now you say, Brother Ray, you don't know what he's doing in my life. Well, I know that you're blessed to be online with me right now. Okay. So he's doing something in your life. Okay. You have the ability to be with me right here, right now, and I'm thankful for that. Once again, brothers and sisters, it's so good to have you guys with me today. And hey, man, what can I tell you? It's just a glorious thing. And we're going to get right into the teaching for today. Uh, the internet signal is not that great out here, so I don't want to risk losing you guys today. All right. But nonetheless, hey, man, I'm out here at an RV park, and it's amazing how many people ask, oh, so what RV park are you in? And I don't give out that information, brothers and sisters. I appreciate your asking, but I don't give out that information for the sake of my security. you know uh but nonetheless, I'm good. I'm good. I report in to those that need to know where I am. All right. And hey, man, what can I tell you? But nonetheless, it's just good. It's good. It's good. I trust that you guys are doing good out there today, wherever you are on this planet. To those of you who are the members, the elders, supporters of the African Village in St. Louis, Missouri, I greet you by saying Ma'at Hotep. Yes, family, it's so good to have you guys with me today. Those of you who are online, to our elders there, we honor you and we thank the Almighty for you guys there in St. Louis. You have been the backbone of this ministry, and I thank you for being simply who you are. To the African Village of Youngstown, Ohio, which was the first African village we gave birth to. Yeah, to those of you there, Ma'arotep, to the elders there, Ma'arotep. Oh my goodness, man. To the African village of Detroit, Michigan, to the African village of Chicago, Illinois, to the African village of Charleston, South Carolina, to the African village affiliate there in Kansas City, Kansas. Oh my goodness, to all of you guys out there, to the African Village of New York City. No, I can't forget y'all. And of course, to the African Village of Memphis, Tennessee. Oh my goodness, to all of our friends and supporters, wherever you are, okay? To our friends and family of the African Village, man, down in Guyana, South America. I can't forget you guys. Down there in the Virgin Islands, to the brothers there who keep the standard of my up high. Thank you guys for holding up the banner down there, man. Doing the work of African liberation there in St. Thomas and St. Croix and in St. John. Yeah, there in the Virgin Islands, man. Also, brothers and sisters, I want to say Ma'at Tep to our friends down there in Florida. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't forget you guys. And to our brothers and sisters up there in Wilson, North Carolina at AAA. Yes, African Awareness Assembly, where our dear brother Ricky Doutridge is the spiritual leader there. Oh my God, I didn't forget y'all. Okay, yeah, it's just good to have loved ones and affiliates everywhere. Okay, I'm asking that you guys keep several of our people in your prayers. This doggone monster disease is still out here, and hey, several people are still getting sick. Despite the vaccines and all that kind of stuff, they're still getting sick. So you guys, I tell you, man, I keep telling y'all, the only thing you can do to fight this monster is be sure that your immune system is doing its job. You understand? Be sure that your immune system is doing its job. Okay, vitamin C, vitamin D3, okay, zinc, yeah, elderberry, okay, plenty of water, steam distilled water, man. Get that immune system up. That's really your only defense, brothers and sisters. Okay, it really is. All this other stuff they're doing out here is a part of their agenda, and I'm gonna leave it at that for that right now. That's not what today is about. All right. Yeah. So hey, let's move forward. We're not going to sing our national anthem today. I want to get right to the teaching for today. All right. And yeah, I want to talk to you guys today from the subject. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, from the subject. It's time to stop lying on God. Okay. It's time to stop lying on God. Before going into it any further, let's make a circle like this with your fingers, okay, and repeat after me. The space inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. All that I think I know about whatever I think I know is depicted right here inside this circle. I must keep in mind that there is more to know than what is within the circumference of my awareness. Did you get that, family? I start all my teachings off like that because I know as a teacher I'm going to say something that's outside of your circumference of awareness. So I want to warn you from Jump Street, okay, that I'm going to say some stuff that may be outside your circumference. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. It simply means you don't know what I'm talking about. So make a note of it, okay? Go try to invalidate what I said if you wish, all right? Or try to prove me wrong, okay? But verify what I said. Don't take my word for what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Do your own research, okay? Any good teacher will tell you that. Do not take my word for what I'm saying. Do your own research, okay? This way you won't have to say what Brother Ray said. When you do your own research, you can say, I know for myself. You understand? Yeah, okay. Why do I do this? Why do I teach? I tell you every time that I get ready to teach why I teach. Okay, why I get up, why I eat, why I sleep. Yes, bro, why I do what I do so I can stay strong, so that I can be in the position, okay, to begin the process of undoing and reversing ideas and concepts that's been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines that have caused us to adopt a belief system that has caused us to lose contact with what is real, that has caused us to lose contact with what is factual, has caused us to lose contact with what is historical, and has caused us to lose contact with what is spiritual. Okay? Always remember that, family. You've also heard me say this lately, and I'm going to say it again today, and that's this. When you have told so many lies on top of each other over the centuries, that telling the truth about one of your early foundational lies would unravel all the lies that have been defensively piled on top of your early lies, thus exposing you for what you truly are. You have no choice but to continue to lie. Okay, when your ability to maintain your control over another person's reality is based on the lies about what you are and who they are, you can never tell the truth if you want to maintain your control. And that's the predicament that so many religious leaders are in today. They have gained too much by lying. They can't afford to lose that, man. Okay? So I think it's very appropriate today that today's subject is it's time to stop lying on God. Yes. It's time to stop lying on God, man. Let's face it. Okay? A lot of the stuff that you hear coming over the pulpit today, okay, when preachers say things like the Lord told me to tell you, okay, man, listen, okay, or it's time to stop. And you know what's really interesting? Let me just flow with this, okay? What's really deep, brothers and sisters, I shared with you guys last week about the three circles, right? Spirit, soul, and body, okay? When you hear stuff that's not accurate, your spirit immediately tells you, something about that's not right. That's what your spirit immediately says. But religion, okay? Religion has us so messed up. Understand this. If I was to define religion right now, I would say it this way. Religion is based on what someone wants you to believe that God said. Did you get that? Religion is based on what someone wants you to believe that God said. Yeah, okay? And as long as you fall prey to that kind of mind control, you will never be anything but what those who are telling you what God said want you to be. Did that make sense, family? Okay, you'll never experience freedom as long as you are listening to what people want you to believe God said. Now, since the mind cannot address what it does not know, just bear with me here. Since the mind cannot address what it does not know, all we can do is stand on what we think we know at the time. Understand this. However, brothers and sisters, I've found that knowledge brings change whether we like it or not. Wisdom has taught me to say, notice I said wisdom has taught me to say that I will stand upon everything I believe today or everything I know today, even if I have to change it all tomorrow. Wisdom has taught me to say that. You know why? Because I'm constantly learning, brothers and sisters. Okay? Now, there are some people out there who believe in what does not make any sense at all. And to believe in anything or to believe in anyone that has no historical or archaeological evidence of their existence or of its existence to the point of such a belief affecting your behavior or your conduct, that, brothers and sisters, is a psychological impairment that is, medically speaking, a form of mental illness. Yes. When you believe on something you can't substantiate to the point to where it affects you emotionally, to where you're like, I get all happy and everything, running around walls and stuff. That's a form of that's a form of mental illness, brothers and sisters. Yes, it is. Okay. You see, you must understand, y'all, okay, that the people who want to maintain control over you, follow me today. The people who want to maintain control over you psychologically induced the belief in their lie. Grab this, man. They psychologically induce the belief in their lie, and then they turn around and glorified their lie and glamorized their lie in such a way that it would create within us a desire for its existence. Understand this. They made the lie so attractive, man. They made the lie so attractive, okay, that you want it. They made the lie so attractive that you have absolutely no idea what you would do without it. You want the Christ of the Roman Catholic Church to exist. In fact, you need for it to exist because your psychopathology demands it. The demand for the existence of the lie is so great that, like I said, man, a lot of folk have absolutely no idea what they'd do if the lie didn't exist. Therefore, they will do whatever they have to do to maintain the existence of their psychopathology. But brothers and sisters, hear me today. You have to learn how to break through the limitations that's been placed on you. Yes, Dr. Amos Wilson put out a book entitled The Falsification of African Consciousness. And in his book, he says oppression requires the dissociation of the oppressed from themselves. He goes on to say that they deny themselves in service to their oppressors, that they avoid identifying with their original personality and perceive identification with it as detrimental to their survival. The rejection of their authentic selves on the part of the oppressed is a necessary preparatory step to their replacement by artificial, easy to be manipulated selves, socially manufactured by their oppressors. So you see, brothers and sisters, there's an agenda out here that is alive and well. There's a document called the Protocols of Zion. I don't know if you're familiar with that. All right, write it down. Protocols. Protocols. Excuse me. Protocols of Zion. All right. Protocol number 16. You don't have to buy it. You can just Google it and pull them up online. Protocol number 16 says these words. And by the way, the Protocols of Zion, so that you'll know what they are, they're minutes of a meeting that was held by some Jews, okay, on how they plan to run the world. And they documented their minutes. And it's called the Protocols of the Wise Elders of Zion. Protocol number 16, it says these words: we shall erase from the memory of men all facts of previous centuries which are undesirable to us. Did you get that? We shall erase from the memory of men all facts of previous centuries which are undesirable to us. I remember when I first read that, it caused me to coin this phrase, and you might have heard me say it plenty of times. I say it this way: he who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. Okay? He who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. And these people have literally decided to remove from the memory of people anything that contradicts the agenda or the history that they want you to understand. Okay? You see, brothers and sisters, the very moment that we are brought into this world, the moment that you come out of your mother's womb, you are thrust into a structure designed by those who may be called the establishment or the ruling elite or the powers that be, okay? In order to ensure that their control over the masses continues, what they do is they impose on us from early childhood. They impose fears on us and phobias on us, false moralities on us, unrealistic moralities on us, and religion. And they impose these things on our consciousness, okay? And I call this mental programming mental domesticity. Yeah, okay? Yeah, making domesticating our minds. That's what I call it, and you have to understand, brothers and sisters, they've domesticated our minds so horribly, okay, and so strongly that our domesticated mind must be cured. Yes, it needs to be healed. Curing our domesticated mind, brothers and sisters, will lead to the dismantling of the device that has been imposed on us by the ruling class. Understand this. Their sole purpose is to protect and ensure that the system which gives them their power and wealth continues. So in order for their powerful system to continue, we have to remain ignorant and play into their agenda. Understand this, man. Okay? You see, when we dismantle the limitations that have been imposed on us, trust me, we will begin to feel a marvelous, creative, undomesticated freedom. Yes. Once we free ourselves from their program. And it's this freedom, this liberation, brothers and sisters, that I'm trying to get you guys to. You see, I must dismantle this device that the enemy has placed deep within our soul, a belief system to do us harm, not good. In order to maintain perpetuity, the devices that domesticated our minds, brothers and sisters, must twist and change everything it dominates to its usefulness, to its own usefulness, brothers and sisters. And then that program must integrate into it a system designed to perpetually divide the people that feed into their system. Understand this. This objectification is what created our current destructive state of being, brothers and sisters. And if we don't wake up and see it for what it is, it's going to be the cause of our demise. And to further control the exploited, those in power has created this system of denominationalism, or you may want to call it spiritual domestication, to give the exploited some illusion of righteousness over their lives. And the tragedy is that we haven't stopped long enough to see that this system of denominationalism that was given to us by the ruling elite has not only made our people who are caught up in it think that they are right, but it has substantially made these same people think that other people are wrong. People who don't think like they do, people who are of other groups. You see, brothers and sisters, in order to challenge the present system in its entirety, we must break out of the spiritual, psychological, and emotional confines imposed on us by the programmers. Hear me today. The first step in this process is you have to admit that you have been domesticated. Yes, we must admit that we have been domesticated. And when I say domesticated, y'all, I mean we have been mentally tamed. We have been mentally broken. We have been mentally disciplined. Good God Almighty. We have been mentally cultivated. Yes. And the methods for living that was given to us by our ancestors. Okay? There's something called ma'at. That's what gave our ancestors strength, y'all. But we were forcefully removed from the ways of our ancestors unto an evil culture and manner of worship. And now we have these limits that we've placed on ourselves to keep us from our power. You say, well, Brother Ray, what is a limit? A limit is something that bounds or binds or restrains or confines you. That's what a limit is. A limit is the utmost extent of a thing, a prescribed maximum or minimum, something that is exasperating, something that is intolerable, something that is damaging when it is exceeded. Okay? And you need to break through the limits, brothers and sisters, that's been imposed upon us. Okay? You need to break through the limits, man, that's been imposed upon you in the area of knowledge. You need to break through the limits that's been imposed upon you through what is called the ritual or the area of worship. Break through these limitations. Just last week, I shared with you again the illustration of the three circles, right? The innermost circle being spirit. That's where the Almighty deals with us, talks to us, guides us, leads us in our spirit. Understand this, brothers and sisters, okay? But when it comes to the things in life that really matter, we're limited. We're limited by the present domination of our intellect. Not our intuition, our intellect. Our intellect keeps getting in the way. Our intellect can only reason and quantify. Understand this. Our intellect cannot grasp the eternal and immortal, which can only be grasped by the spirit in you. Yes, brothers and sisters. For example, a lot of people are trying to get to know God through their intellect instead of their intuition. You cannot imagine God. Understand this, man. You can't imagine God because the reality that is God, okay, the reality that is God, follow how I'm saying that, right? The reality that is God is beyond the reach of the human mind and intellect. So how are you going to imagine God? By thinking. We cannot obtain any experience of God in our lives, even though we may read hundreds of books, which some of you have done, even though you may think thousands of thoughts. How can the mind understand something greater than itself? That's why I say you cannot imagine God. Therefore, brothers and sisters, the only way that you can relate to God, not understand God, but relate to God, is by experiencing God. Reading about God does not enable you to realize God, nor does thinking about God enable you to realize God. The only way that you can realize God is by experiencing God. Experiencing God brings the realization of God into the life of a person. Now, in order to experience God, okay, you got to go into that region within yourself that is of or like God. And again, that is that part of you called spirit. Understand this, family. That part of you called spirit. You see, once we understand God's power within us, and brothers and sisters, what I'm telling you right now is our salvation. It is our liberation. Okay? Because we are the people of God. We are the people of the Son. Okay? Yes. We are the vessels of God on planet Earth. And that's why you have to understand God's power in you, which is spiritual, not soulical, where the intellect is, but it's spiritual, where the intuition is, where your communion is, where your conscience is. And once you understand God's power in your spirit, you will break through the limitations that's been placed on you by various concepts, man-made concepts that's designed to keep you contained, designed to keep you restrained, designed to keep you within the parameters of what someone else feels should be the maximum or minimum of your existence. Oh, family, understand this. One of the areas that has hindered our empowerment, brothers and sisters, is something called rituals. Yes, through rituals and ceremonies, we've lost our power. Excuse me. We've lost our power because we're thinking that the ritual is going to give us power. We're thinking that the ceremony is going to give us power. I tell people this all the time, especially when it comes to the funeral or the wedding ceremony or water baptism. There's no power in these ceremonies. They're rituals. Okay? They're simply rituals that we go through to make a public announcement. That's all. Okay? People are not actually becoming one at a wedding ceremony. Okay? You realize that you have already become one, and then you have a wedding ceremony. You don't have a ceremony to become one. People spend all this money, man, to become one, to become married. And after the ceremony's over, you're still not married because you haven't been joined by divine intervention. That's another lecture in and of itself. Okay? Same thing with water baptism. Okay? You know, it's the ceremonial washing. And I'm not talking about this thing that goes on in Christianity. I'm talking about the water baptism that originated in the Nile Valley. That was a ceremonial washing to prepare the priests for the ministry of warriorhood. Yes, they would go through what we call a baptism or baptizo, which was symbolic of placing power within. That's what baptizo means, to place within. When you get baptized, you are placed within water, right? Well, baptism is symbolic of being placed within. That's why within the Pentecostal church, they'll ask you, have you received the baptism of the Holy Ghost? Because that means to be placed into the church by the Holy Spirit. It has nothing to do with speaking in tongues, right? It means to be placed into the body. That's what baptizo means. But it's a ritual. There's no power in it. Okay? There are people who get baptized in church and they go down a dry devil and come up a wet devil because there's no power in the water. Understand this, brothers and sisters. All right? Communion, there's no power in that. These are all rituals. Okay? And let me go a little deeper than that, y'all. Okay? A lot of folk who think they're conscious get into rituals too, and you think there's power in those rituals. There's no power in a ritual, brothers and sisters. It is a man-made activity. It is a man-made activity to bring on a tradition that is supposed to produce results. Understand this, okay? I know a lot of you guys do these rituals and stuff. Any ritual, All right. I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm not going to name your ritual. But any ritual that you engage in, that's all it is. It is a ritual. Okay. It is something that you're going through. That's all. There's no power in it. Okay. So stop playing with yourself like that. Stop thinking that rituals go beyond that. Break past the wall of your rituals into the reality of your existence. Ah, yes. Understand this, brothers and sisters. Okay? Every ritual is a part of religion. Step away from religion. Every religion teaches you about the spiritual immanence of its so-called central figure, but it never gives you the details that you need to become the same powerful person as that central figure. Yeah. Okay, rituals and ceremonies have taken the place of the experience of God in our lives. Just because you go through a ritual, you think you've experienced God, man. Come on, y'all. You see, God created human beings. Then human beings created what is called Christians. Human beings created what is called Islamists or Jews or Buddhists or Hindus or Hebrew Israelites or Mormons or Seventh-day Adventists and the list can go on. You see, family, there's only one God. However, through the limitations that's been placed on us by man-made concepts, we end up calling God different names. And then we get into arguments with each other as to which name is the correct name. Brothers and sisters, understand, we got to break away from this man-made foolishness. One of the most effective ways to suppress a people is by putting a device in place that will dissociate these people from their God, from their spirituality, from their culture, from their history. And they put a device in place and got us all messed up, man. That device is called religion. And I'm trying to get us today to understand we need to break through these limits that's been placed on us so we can stop lying on God. All this man-made stuff we're carrying out. God has nothing at all to do with it. You think you're going inside of a church when you go inside of a building. Brothers and sisters, don't you understand that the real church, the real temple of God is you, your body? Imagine this, if you were sitting in church, right? And somebody threw a rock through the window and shattered the stained glass window, and especially if it was near you were sitting, you'd probably jump up and run outside wanting to know who offended this building in such a horrible way. You get all upset about it, right? But you don't get upset over those who desecrate the real temple of God every day, which is our body. You don't get upset over the desecration of the temple of God with wrong thinking. You don't get upset with the desecration of your temple of God by your wrong actions and wrong words, and you aren't disturbed by this at all, man. You know, because of the intellectual concepts, we search for God throughout the entire universe, except where we need to search for God, and that's within. Did you get what I just said? Because of these false concepts, brother, we participate in spiritual materialism. We start bargaining with God. God, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. If you do this for me, I'll do that for you. Come on, family. Stop being distracted by these man-made concepts. Stop being distracted by current events. Stop being distracted by doubt and feelings of inadequacy and excuses. Get up, get busy. Do what you have to do. Ask yourself, where am I now compared to where I was last month this time? Get busy. It's time for change in your life, man. Stop being satisfied with where you are. If you're ever going to experience empowerment, if you're ever going to experience growth, if you're ever going to experience accomplishment, if you don't go through change, it's not going to happen. So it's time for change in your life. Learn the truth. Walk in the truth. As I said last week, do ma'at and live. Truth, justice, righteousness, balance, reciprocity. Okay? It's time for you, brothers and sisters. It's time for you as an individual. You are a member of the body of the most powerful people on earth. I need you to realize that. We are the most powerful people on earth because we are a spiritual people. The problem is we're not using our power, okay? Because we have been moved away from living according to our spirit, and we're living according to our soul, our feelings and our emotions and our intellect. We have to get back to living according to our spirit. That's where our power is. You are a member of the most powerful people on this planet, brothers and sisters. So understand something. You need to reconstitute yourself and exercise your innate ability to live on the level that the God of creation has intended for you to live on. Stop speaking defeat. Sing that song, everything will be all right. Okay? Y'all, when I wrote that, I was at a low point in my life. A very low point in my life. Very low point in my life, man. I didn't know how I was going to make it. And as I was riding down the road, driving, I just started singing, everything will be all right. Yes. Ooh, everything will be all right. Yeah. Okay. In fact, let's go out on that song, right? Instead of the African in me, love the African in you. Today, let's go out on everything will be all right. Right? Brothers and sisters, I encourage you today to take a moment, make a donation, help us here with our expenses. Yes. Oh, yeah. Everything will be all right. Don't forget it, okay? Everything will be all right. I know that everything will be all right. Yes. Ooh, it's gonna be all right. Yeah, yeah. Ain't no doubt in my mind. It's gonna be all right. Yes, family. I know it's gonna be all right. Take a moment and make your donation. Help us with our expenses here. There's the donation addresses. If you're making a donation through PayPal, okay, there's a PayPal address, AfricanVillage1@AOL.com. If you're making your donation through Cash App, donation address is #. That's the $, Dr. Ray Hagins, 1 G in my last name. If you're making a donation through Zelle, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. Yes, brothers and sisters. I thank you for being with me today. Okay? Oh, yes. And thank you guys for your donations. Brother Tom, thank you. Brother Mingo, thank you. Denise, thank you. Tina, I got your message, sweetheart. We're praying for you. Okay? Tina Sampson, part of the African Village of Atlanta. So please send up prayers for my mom. Oh yeah, she's in the hospital battling COVID. She lost about 25 pounds and very fragile. Okay, we're gonna keep your mom in our prayer, Tina. Yes. Oh man, you guys out there stay healthy. This monster's still out here. Okay, taking 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. All right, 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D3, preferably with K2 in it, okay? I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Everything will be all right. Yes, that's right, 5,000 milligrams and 50 milligrams of zinc. All right, 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 5,000 milligrams of D3. All right, K2, 5,000 milligrams of zinc. Okay, yeah, man, get it in your system. Elderberry. All right, get some water, fresh water. Yeah, if you can't get spring water or steam distilled water, well, just water. Okay, it's better than no water at all. All right, yeah. In fact, you know what, brothers and sisters? There's a company, since I'm talking about water, there's a company called Ashe Water. Okay? Yes. Let's see if Ashe Water here. It's gonna be alright. I have this commercial somewhere. Okay, but go to AsheWater.com. That's ASEWATER, AsheWater, okay.com. And get your water from a black-owned brother, part of the African village. All right, Ashe Water. Yes. Okay, go there and place your order for water, man. I thought I had the commercial right here, but I see I don't. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to play it for you at a later time. Okay? It's going to be all right. Listen, family, I admire all of you guys out there. Thank you for being with me today. Okay, you guys stay strong. Okay? And we'll catch you next week. Yes. Again, thanks for the things are going off. Thanks for the donations, y'all. All right. Thank you so much. Yes. Spread the word. Share this video. Create a watch party. All right. Tell others about this teaching. You guys up there, stay strong. Peace. It's gonna be all right.